Today's show is brought to you by Women of Faith, Faith in Public Life. Calling all women of faith, it's time to come together and unite around our shared values of justice, equality, and dignity for all people. We believe the current moment is an urgent referendum on the values that will shape our nation's future. While many political issues pose complex moral questions, this election poses a stark moral choice. Women of faith come from a long lineage of freedom fighters, barrier breakers, and change agents. We've been leaders of liberation, defenders of the least, funders of movements, and spreaders of good news. We've raised generation after generation to resist and fight oppression. From Dolores Huerta to Sylvia Riviera and Dorothy Day, women have led and will continue to lead our movements. You can too. Meet us at faithinpubliclife.org/women of faith to build community, fight for justice, and unleash your faith for good.
This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Friday, October 30th, Halloween Eve, 2020, and it's the Relevant Podcast. Here in Orlando, I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
From Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What up, though?
And back after what felt like a year, from Austin, Texas, author, podcaster, Jamie Ivey.
Guys, I missed you guys so much. I'm happy to be back.
The listeners missed you so much.
Dearly. And I was going to say dearly. I think it's desperately. It was a desperate need for you to be here.
I listened to the show and I was like, this is just madness.
If listeners, if you didn't hear last Friday's and Tuesday's show, Jamie missed it, and it was the boys are back in town, and it got off the rails.
We got in the ditch and stayed there the whole time. We just started throwing mud at each other.
We had on the Tuesday show, Natalie Manuel Lee, who's really cool. I mean, she's Jerry Lorenzo's sister. She's doing a lot of stuff, and like she was the guest, right? And when the show came out, like she was after all of that. And I felt bad that she had to wade through all of that to hear her segment. I actually had that thought. I'm like, oh man, poor Natalie. Anyway,
great. I had a great revelation though that I found out from one of my Twitter followers that land skis actually exist, Jesse. So
I saw that.
You're late to the game, bro. You're a little late to the game, man. They actually exist.
They look just like I imagined too. It is everything I imagined they would be. And it made me want to be a land skier for Halloween because I'm still up on the fence about the whole Halloween thing, guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're at Halloween Eve. Have you figured out what you're going to do tomorrow?
We're gonna do some. We're gonna everyone's leaving bowls of candy out in the yard. Like that's kind of the game plan.
Are they going to be monitored, or just a bowl and fend for yourself?
I think there's going to be a lot of people I'm not worried too much about theft this year because there's going to be so many people just kind of hanging out and watching, keeping the scope of things. But it is just a weird year for Halloween. I did a hayride this past week. What? And it was weird for two reasons.
Were your children with you? I mean, or did you just go?
I just needed to clear my head and go on
What? He went by himself?
You guys still do hayrides by yourself? No. It was weird for a couple of reasons. One is because they're only doing it in groups, so you can only go with the people that you come with. Right. So you got to bring a big group, and then so you're not under strangers. All the cool haunted stuff is they're not doing this year. They had I can see they're taunting us with cool hay mazes, and you can see where scary people used to jump out of the cornfield. All that's gone, and everyone's just going through the motions this year. That's what it really felt like. They didn't have hay. It was just a trailer. There's just a trailer.
Hay?
You prefer your Halloween to have true Satan worship. You don't want to go through the motions. You want to go.
I want it like ancient pagans envisioned it, and at least that's what I was told.
You mean to tell you where you will never find me, Jesse Carey? You will never find me in a corn maze. Never.
I'm cool.
I'm with you,
Jamie. I'm with you.
Money.
Why?
Have you seen Children of the Corn?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thrill. That's the thrill of the season. The thrill's been gone. Nope. The real world's too scary, and they're not even. No one's even trying to pretend scary. Also, it's been unseasonably warm too. So when I was at the hayride place, it was like out in the country, and there was like a farm stand with like pumpkins and produce. Or random fall things. Produce that people buy for decorational purpose, not to eat.
Like the big squash. That's
exactly.
the kind of not looking right.
We're still in that phase where people will buy edible food and just put it in their house as decoration. But that's a digression. I was there, and it looked like, and it looked a lot of people, and I don't mean to sound, I don't want this to sound like I have any sort of like gender biases, but this is just an observation from this particular farm stand, right? And it was very hot out. The women there were dressed as if they were going to an Instagram photo shoot that was themed cold autumn beautiful evening. It was like the boots,
maybe they were
the cool hats, you could see that
the flowy tops, the big scarf,
pumpkin spice perfume.
I was wearing shorts and flip flops because it was like 85 degrees, and I know every one of them in those boots and in that big hat and in those like cool. They look great. They look like they belong in autumn. They look like the fashion visual of what I pick, just autumn. Autumn is. But the problem was it was 85 degrees. We're going to a hayride without any hay. And everyone's just going through the motions. We're just going through the motions.
It's not a hayride. It's just a truck ride. It's like growing up in Columbia, Tennessee.
It was just a trailer around a farm. But we're willing ourselves into having a good time. But listen, I would rather people be in good spirits and at least pretend it's normal.
Why wouldn't you go on a hay maze, Jamie?
Because you could die in there. Oh my gosh, someone stick. I don't like scary things. Anything that could potentially be scary,
it's just a maze. It's just a maze.
No.
But there's that.
No,
like
it's
I
not
would
just
start feeling like I was suffocating. Like I would. Someone would find me 20 years later.
This
in
is
there,
what the Bible talks about, like garbage in, garbage out. Like you allowed scary movies into your psyche and is affecting your spirit. Like
listen, this is not even.
That.
This is not even scary movie.
You just literally just said that it was Satan worship, and then now you're trying to switch it back.
No, Jesse and I know.
You cannot have both.
Jesse and I are true originalists when it comes to holiday celebrations. We go back to the core. We're both very serious about this. If we're going to celebrate Halloween, we're doing pagan worship the way the founders intended. So,
black people die first in every scary movie. So I don't do corn mazes. I don't do haunted houses. I don't do trips to lakes or none of that stuff on Halloween. I keep my black butt in the house, and that's what we do.
Well, Derek, I feel like my character my character in horror movies might last a little longer, but I feel like I die the most grisly death.
Because you're like guys, almost at the end.
Yeah, guys, there's nothing to worry about. I'm going to go out there and show you. And then I walk back in. I'm like, see, I told you. And I fall, and you see there's like an axe right in my back.
Yep.
And it's like,
ah! Exactly.
Well,
wait, have y'all seen on Netflix, what's his name? Howie Hubely, you probably haven't seen it because
Adam Sandler. I turned it on and quickly fell asleep. Like I was like, okay, this is.
I watched it with my teenage boys, and that's exactly who it's for, is teenage boys. Except for there's some inappropriate things that I was like, oh my gosh, please tell me you don't get this, and they got it, which was alarming to me as a mom. Yes.
Yeah. They're
but
teenage
it is
boys.
Classic Adam Sandler dumb.
Yeah,
I love it.
See, if I watch Halloween stuff, I don't want dumb Halloween. I want it's the one time a year it's okay to like watch scary stuff, And
that's what the Bible says. The Bible says think on things that are good, pure, and true, except for Halloween season.
Hey, there's ghosts in the Bible, guys.
They spoke to the dead. I mean, there were seances. I mean, like there's a lot of EBGB stuff in the Old Testament.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I just appreciate the fortitude that I'm seeing of people. Temperature doesn't matter, clearly. Like people, like this is the time.
We're going to reclaim this holiday.
And I feel like we've talked about this in years past, but if someone goes and buys like a pumpkin spice latte, they always hold it with two hands and go and like sip it like they're really cozy, even if it's super hot. Like, ooh, I've been waiting for this all year. Always two hands. It's not like a pumpkin spice latte is not a beverage that you drink casually usually just kind of like a morning coffee. You snuggle up to it. You hold it with
you
two
slurp
hands.
it.
Yeah, and you slurp it. It doesn't matter how hot it is. People are willing themselves into having a good Halloween. Like, it's been a weird year, a lot going on, and people are like, it's not going to take my Halloween. I'm not going to be robbed of this.
Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, we talk to pastor, speaker, writer, TV and podcast host. He's a very busy man. Sam Collier. Sam Collier was just announced as the new lead pastor at the Hillsong church that's being planted in Atlanta. And here's what's interesting about that. He's going to be the first black lead pastor in the entire global network of Hillsong churches.
Oh, wow. You guys, Sam and his wife, Tony, are two of my favorite people on the planet. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's get it.
So there you go. That's coming up later. And also, I mean, this is Halloween Eve. And since, Jesse and I are purists when it comes to the dark holidays, we're going to have a special Halloween game coming up later. The game, one of the relevant staff, Gabs, is going to be joining us for that segment. And the game is this. Is this an actual church Halloween alternative, or did we make it up? We went to social media and asked you guys to tell us some of the craziest, weirdest things that your churches have done to protect you from Halloween. And that was the
that's
formation
what I love.
of this
That's
game.
what I love about Halloween alternatives. It's literally the exact same things. They're just renaming it. It's like, well, how is this different? Well, you get candy and you're around a bunch of people you know.
And you're in costumes.
Yeah, except instead of being a light to the world, we just hide ourselves from it and do our own little thing on the side. It's perfect.
Oh my
It's perfect. That way we can protect ourselves from people
Let
who
them
think...
live, Jesse. Let them live.
That way we can protect ourselves from people who might think
Let
slightly
them live.
different from us. And instead of engaging them in thoughtful dialogue about their value system, we'll just hide over here and appropriate their holidays and take all the fun out of it. It's a
Stop,
great plan.
Jesse. No more. Leave them alone. They didn't ask for this.
Never. I was robbed of too many Halloweens as a child, Derek.
That's exactly right. That's some trauma talking right there.
Pain. That was pain.
That's trauma coming out right there,
You're hearing
folks.
childhood. You're hearing someone. You're hearing a kid in the church parking lot looking at the neighborhood right across the street. They were way more fun. They don't have to take 10 minutes to hear a message. We get it. Can we just have one night where we're doing something at the church that's on some agenda? Just one. We had to shut down the Super Bowl during halftime to hear a sermon. We missed Prince. I just heard this sermon. I was just here at Halloween. That was like a couple months ago. That same neighborhood I can see. They're having fun Super Bowl parties. They're watching Prince. Everyone's going to be talking about it.
Oh my gosh. All right. Stay tuned. Up next.
Yes.
It's going to be relevant news. You're listening to Michael Jackson. Song is Thriller. Well, today's show is brought to you by UHSM. These days, finding affordable, quality healthcare is more difficult than ever. So if you're looking to save up to 50% on your healthcare expenses, listen up. You don't have to wait around hoping healthcare will improve in the U.S. Instead, join millions of Christians who are choosing health share memberships like UHSM. UHSM is a nonprofit Christian health share with a sole mission of helping you achieve your best health. Protect your health with modern health sharing from UHSM, including programs with prescription benefits from CVS Caremark, no-cost telehealth visits, and access to 1 million doctors and providers. Satisfy your medical needs and save up to 50% with UHSM Health Share. UHSM is member-to-member health sharing, and it's awesome. See why millions are choosing this Christian alternative to traditional insurance. Ask if you qualify for UHSM membership today. Call or text 833-367-8476. Call or text 833-367-8476 or 833-376-UHSM. Or you can visit uhsm.com/care. That's uhsm.com/care. I'm going to be tomorrow night, Halloween night. We decided we're going to not trick or treat. My son doesn't want to. He wants to hang out at the house. So we're going to be out in the front yard. We're going to be carving pumpkins. We're going to decorate the yard. We're going to be giving out candy. And I'm going to be playing like Halloween music real loud and stuff. So Thriller will be on the playlist.
I will say this. A lot of people in my neighborhood have been compensating because they know they know it's a weird year and they know trick-or-treating is probably a bust. The decorations have been all out. I got a neighbor who literally has fog machines. Like I come out, like if I walk out of my house in the afternoon, my yard is covered in a creepy like fog.
Wait, the fog machine's going 24/7?
Just around the clock. I mean, it's sort of
that
like
seems unnecessary.
It's sort of megachurch style where it'll go, and then it's about 2 minutes, and then. Like it's a healthy machine. It's a healthy amount of fog.
You need to bring it out, Cameron.
Yeah,
you need a fog machine. Yeah.
I used to throw at my last house. I used to throw Halloween parties. Like growing up, Halloween wasn't big in our house, and so as an adult, I experienced the freedom that I could do whatever I want. So I threw Halloween parties, and so 600 people would show up at my house. We had DJs. It was
when
crazy.
You were a child or your last home as an adult?
No,
okay.
As an adult. Like a few years ago.
You backslid for real.
Real bad. And so I have over the top Halloween decorations because I'm not really into actually Halloween, but you got to theme your parties. You got to make a memory for everybody. Right. Got to have Instagram moments. So I got all that stuff. We're going to put it all in the yard this year. We'll see what happens.
You totally should.
We're going to scare the neighbors. All right. Well, joining us to tell us what's happening this week at the intersection of faith and culture, please welcome Tyler Huckabee for
Relevant News.
Hey, Tyler.
That's a bop, boy.
Still pretty spicy, isn't it?
That's a
The check's
vibe.
got legs.
It's not as off-putting as the old jingle. It's
I just imagine Pitbull hopping on that joint going crazy.
yeah, it's got that Florida flavor. We're a few hours from Miami, but Pitbull and DJ Khaled pretty much have, influenced everything that comes out of the state. So, all right, what do you got, Tyler?
Well, the first thing that I want to talk about, this isn't exactly fun news, but it's news that I feel like we do need to cover. Cameron, you and I were talking about this. Just because we're over the pandemic doesn't mean that it is over us. And I want to point out that last week, this began on Thursday and actually continued for a few days. The pandemic has actually been never more present in the U.S. On Thursday, 77,640 new cases reported. That was a new single-day record for the U.S., which be it an old record that was set at the end of July. That means we've got around 8.5 million total case numbers of COVID right now in the U.S., with around 224,280 deaths. On Thursday alone, 921 people died of coronavirus-related causes. And I know it's not something that there's other things that are kind of fighting for our attention right now. Obviously, it's a very big week here in the U.S., but this is still very much a story.
For the dark arts, especially. Dark arts.
Yes, for the observers of the supernatural, or all of our witch listeners.
Or people that just want to have a normal childhood experience without it being relegated
Is that too much to ask?
To a poorly decorated church parking lot. The decorations don't even make sense. Why are there spider webs and hay, but everyone's dressed in Bible times? What happened? Are we at... Did they get transported? Did Noah and Moses get transported to an autumn scene from the deep American South? What is going on here? Why is there Indian corn here? It doesn't make any sense. Your themes, you didn't put any effort into it. Last time I checked it, the promised land was milk and honey, not that cool corn with all the colors on it. At least get a theme. That's all. A minor theme.
Gosh.
This is a big week. This is a big week for a lot of people. That's what Tyler was saying. I'm trying to get you back, Tyler. Sorry.
I appreciate that.
Tyler, you get me. You get me. They don't even have a theme. It's all over the place.
There are some more details here. The spike in case, though, it's actually taking place in the Midwest now. The virus has surged in places like Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, and Wisconsin. NBC News spoke with Dr. Jay Butler. He's the Deputy Director for Infectious Diseases at the CDC. And he said that he thinks the new wave is probably being driven by what a lot of us have been trying to do, smaller, more intimate family gatherings. So even though a lot of us have been pretty good, I think, about observing those big, avoiding movie theaters and big concerts and all of that, some of these small, we're getting a little bit lazy and a little bit sloppy in some of these smaller family gatherings. And that's where we're seeing a lot of this spread coming from. He also said, quote, "We get tired of wearing masks, but it continues to be as important as it's ever been." It's actually a new study comes out, and it's a pretty stark graph. You can go check it out over at relevantmagazine.com. But states that have higher mask usage are seeing lower coronavirus rates. It's just that simple. This isn't complicated. But
Oh my gosh!
But obviously it's controversial. So that's sort of the story. And it's hitting close to home. I probably for a lot of people this week.
This is public, because he put it on his Instagram, so it's public. Carlos Whitaker said he was on a trip and every single person got COVID. The reason I was gone last week is one of my kids came down with COVID. And so this is what I think about. This has been the hardest thing this week with COVID is my son is fine. It's been like flu-like for him. It's such an inconvenience. And that feels weird to say. Like, it felt weird. I told a friend that yesterday. I was like, it feels bad to say that because so many people are losing their lives to this. Yeah. But that's also what's hard about it is because everything has to change then when someone in your family tests because everyone has to quarantine. It's like we're back in March again. So it's real. We have no idea where he got it. Like they do all the tracing, you have to go through all the things. But he's doing fine. But he was one of those numbers last week, which is weird to think.
I'm glad to hear he's doing better.
Okay,
yeah, we didn't tell the podcast audience why you were out. I figured that would be your news to tell.
Thank you.
But you've been in our thoughts and prayers for sure.
Thank you. And Carlos mentioned this in his Instagram story about how there's this, it feels like a little shaming. Like you're like, oh, are we embarrassed to tell people that one of us has COVID? But
it's like getting lice. It's like you're dirty.
It's like it's just a thing. Like everyone, lice has been in our house. It's been in everyone's house. I'm sure. Maybe not yours, Derek.
Mine.
We showered.
Okay. No, Cameron. That's really what people think, though. But it's harder for Black people to get lice. So there's that.
Yeah, it is for sure.
So that's why your family hasn't.
Why are lice racist? What's going on? How's that true?
Hey, I'm glad they're racist if they are.
It's just with the oil in the hair.
Hey, look, man, it's some benefits. You know what I mean? We get a couple benefits. You got to get what you can get.
He likes the bug racism, just not the humankind. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
So your family's doing okay, Jamie? I mean, like
everyone's doing great. Everyone had to test. Everyone else has tested negative. So it's weird. It's a weird thing. No one else has gotten it.
How do you parent a child in the house who has COVID but can't go near?
He hasn't left his room in a week, and I'm the only one that has had contact with him. So every time I go into his room, I wear a mask. He hasn't left his room in a week, you guys. It's really sad. But we just decided I was the only one. So just to kind of lower the risk. Yeah. So none of my other kids. And until we all got negative tests, this is weird too. The kids and I who we didn't like even hug or anything. Like we were trying to just make sure like, what if one of us is asymptomatic? And that's where this whole thing started. So everyone and all the rest 5 of us got negative tests. And so it's been good.
Yeah, I have a couple family members extended family members who recently, had positive tests. And it's just a very challenging situation because it's like you said, Jamie, in addition to, the actual illness, there's a major disruption to how, people just conduct their day-to-day lives, Yeah.
Yeah.
It's affecting us so much too. Like, again, not to diminish the deadliness of it, but the inconvenience and how it's just affecting things. The people who recover are still, their lives being affected. The University of Florida, I'm a big college football fan. University of Florida had an outbreak a week and a half ago, whatever. They canceled a couple of games or moved them to December. They resumed football activity on Monday after like a 2-week quarantine for the players. And there's 6 more positive tests on Monday. And it's like, so they're shutting down the football program again. And it's just like, how can you get back to a new normal or a new, it just even like getting past it. It just seems to be difficult. Like, how do we get back healthy and safely? Yeah. How do you
even beyond new normal? This is the new normal. This is what it is. Like Nashville, I just saw an article that came out in August. It said that 90% Listen, 90% of music venues owned independently will not survive this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless there's some sort of intervention from the government or anything. Because, I mean, obviously no artists are touring, nothing's happening. And these guys, they're not going to survive. And that is the soul. I mean, Tyler, you know this. That's the soul of Music City, is being able to come here on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday and just catch different shows throughout the city. We got and I think that's what makes the politicizing of this so ridiculous, because it's real. I mean, there's venues that are, Exit In is like a legendary venue. And he was one of the guys that they were talking to. He's like, man, it's rough out here. And if Exit In goes, I'm going to be extremely angry, because I've saw so many legendary shows there. You know,
that's like a pillar of my wife's dad worked at Exit In when he was just a college kid here in town. Like, it's hard to imagine that not being part of the scene. You'll go in there and think about all the people who've played. It's sad to think about. And I don't know how this country, and certainly not this city, is going to pull through.
The economic uncertainty is affecting so many industries. Obviously, there's some that are thriving. The Amazons of the world and stuff, meal delivery is thriving. But like media, like the first thing, like relevant businesses like us are supported by advertising, 100% advertising revenue. Mm-hmm. And if you read the industry publications, and traffic is way up, people are spending more time consuming media right now. But advertising is plummeted. And so for us, like this year versus last year, we're down at least 80% in revenue, at least 80%. And so our staff is way smaller than it was. Our overhead, we had to pull back in so many ways just to make it through. And the economic uncertainty is affecting all the companies that normally would be marketing in the fall season and all that stuff. And it's like, they're just not spending the money. Everybody's scared of the unknown.
Yeah.
And so the ripple effect of the uncertainty of this elongating is just really hard. This is really hard. You know, everybody's like, it's 3 months, we'll get through it. And now it's like 6 months. And Fauci said, this isn't the third wave, this new spike. He said, this is the first wave still.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like that in the publishing world too, with books. I mean, you know, you think about people who are losing income and losing money. There's not that extra money to spend on books like they would have in 2019. And so everything's down. It's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking gigs are gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said this is this generation's 9/11. Like, you just remember when things changed, and it's just like, it's never going back to the way they're like, this is what it is.
Yeah. I was watching the new season of Chef's Table about barbecue, which is on Netflix. Fantastic, by the way. But there was an episode. Did you see it, Tyler?
Yeah, I thought it was excellent.
There's this one about this woman. She's like 85 years old and has been like a pit master for 5 decades. And, you know, she was kind of talking, you know, she runs a small kind of little place in Texas, and she only cooks barbecue on Saturdays. It's like a big deal. People come wait in line basically all day to get barbecue.
Start at 8 a.m. They line up at 5 a.m. to eat barbecue at 8 a.m.
And it kind of, you know, but the people end up just kind of hanging out. And she was kind of just pontificating about how it's cool that, you know, people will, you know, spend most of their time, you know, driving 30, 45 minutes to work in the morning. They drive, you know, obviously this is pre-COVID that this was filmed, or they spend a lot of times in their commute, or they are thinking about, you know, they don't live around the people they actually share their lives with, you know, like they're not in close physical proximity to their friends. They can't just walk over to their friend's house, you know, just the way that our modern lifestyles have been sort of designed is everyone's spread out. You know, everyone's, even if you live in the same town as someone, it can take 45 minutes to get there, you know, and, you know, because of that, people's lifestyles, a lot of it is spent in solitude, just kind of driving around, or it's too inconvenient. This is really, I think this, you know, when I was watching that last night, I was kind of thinking about how COVID will really kind of change that, like how people are gathering with the people who are close to them, and you know, not doing a lot of big group stuff. But I think a lot of people are going to reorient their lives because there isn't, you know, everyone's working remotely. So a lot of people are, at least, you know, people who aren't in kind of the retail or service industry. And so I think a lot of people are going to reorient their lives. And I think we'll kind of see a swing back at some point to very localized communities where, you know, people, the people who people spend the most time with may not be like their coworkers or the people they go to church with. It might be just their friends and neighbors. You know, I really kind of can see that kind of shift.
My neighbors
back.
are terrible, man. Like I don't like
me
them.
and my neighbors hang all the time.
I know you do.
But I'm just saying.
That's rare, though, I think.
But yeah, but I think, and it is very rare. But I think it's going to become increasingly non-rare. I think a lot of people. I think this is going to, to some degree.
So neighborhoods will become like dorm wings where you kind of like a new kid's coming on and you're kind of like checking them out. Do we want them on in our wing?
Hey, we just had some new people, brought them over brownies. Instant friends. We're instant friends. They're part of the. But I do feel like I feel like people are going to rethink about people who live in close physical proximity because no one's going anywhere. It's either you get to know the people right around you or you kind of isolate, At
the beginning of COVID, all of our staff started working remote and I was like, oh, this is great. We didn't miss a beat. This is great. We like the flexibility. It's wonderful. No problem. 6 months in, I was talking to somebody on our staff yesterday. I was just like, I don't want to stay here. Like I kind of want. I miss going to lunch with everybody.
Yeah.
Like we had fun, and like when we were together, fun ideas would happen, and then relevant would created fun things. And now we're all just like isolated. I haven't seen Clark in person in like what a year, man. I mean, it's like 9 months. It's crazy.
So weird. Yeah, which
I've
I think
never seen Bree in person.
No, that's true. Our project manager was hired after remote. Tyler has never met.
Who I talk to more than I met my parents, more than my closest friends right now,
all day, every day, and they've never met. And it's just like that's weird,
Do any of you guys hang with your neighbors, like people that live right around you?
Since lately, I really do.
Yeah, that's the thing. I see mine I talk to mine pretty much every day. Like literally. I mean, extended. I would say we're all like friends now. Jamie, Derek, are you guys neighbor people?
We don't. We live in a neighborhood that has a lot of older people in it, and we live on 4 acres. Like I can't even see a neighbor house when I'm outside, and so I don't. It's not like you see them walking to the mailbox. I could go.
Yeah,
never
Jesse,
see a neighbor.
my estate is so large that I can't even see.
It depends on what wing I'm in.
The help, I will converse with the help from time to time.
Nah, we don't. Our neighbors are kind of older, and a lot of them are. It's just we don't really.
They're mean.
No, it's not that. It's just everybody's kind of sticks to themselves. But I was thinking as you were talking, Jesse, I'm like that might actually be a good thing for communities to begin to speak. Like I know my neighbors, but I don't really hang with my neighbors. Like we all know each other's names, but we don't really kick it in that way. And for me, it's been really hard because a lot of my friends are actual musicians. So a lot of our bonding happens in the studio, happens while we're on tour. But I'm like, I thought about it, like maybe it's better that this has been a good thing and a bad thing for me because part of me, most of my social life was work, but parading as a social life. It wasn't actually a social life. Now, since I don't have a lot of work in a sense, I'm starting to build an actual social life, like literally just hanging with people that have nothing to do with nothing. I just like you. So I've been finding all of my friends, remembering like, man, it was cool when I just sat and played. I've been playing 2K every night and it's been amazing. Just
you can play with my kids, Derek.
Hey, tell them to add me. Tell them to add me.
They would die if they played 2K with you. Can you do that in different locations?
Is he Xbox or PlayStation?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that. I think Xbox.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna text you my username, and then
my
we'll
kids
get
are going
on.
to lose their ever loving mind. This is so fun.
Let's do it. I'm gonna text you my username right now.
Hit me up too. We play 2K. My name's Gnarls Barkley.
You're lying, bro. Is that your real name for real?
Gnarls Barkley.
You stole Gnarls Barkley.
Yep. Do you know the great thing about that is most Zoomers out there who you're going to find, in these virtual pickup games, they're not going to know. They
don't know who Gnarls Barkley is.
Exactly. Like, of Zoomers, it's like those videos of those kids like discovering Phil Collins. It's like, oh, that's a cool name, man. There should be a band called Gnarls Barkley.
It's kind of like that guy Charles Barkley. Yeah. All right. What else you got, Tyler?
With CeeLo, that weird parrot guy?
Yeah. Well, I think this is going to be, thank God, this is going to be our last real episode. But the next time we all publish, it's going to be the actual election day.
Right.
Oh, gosh.
So probably by the time most people hear this, they'll probably have already cast their vote, hopefully.
So
wanted to take a quick time here, and I know we got to go fast, but we got closing arguments that we posted on the site this week from two competing old conservative white men that I'm going to bring to you. And I'm going to bring the summaries of their pieces to you now, because these have been far and away the most trafficked pieces that we posted on Relevant.
Yeah, so hold on. Let me, before you get into it. So we posted this on Instagram yesterday, or earlier in the week, and somebody was like, what do I care what these two old white people have to say about politics? And somebody replied to the person like, they are lifelong theologians and thought leaders in the church, so let's listen to them with some respect.
Who is it?
Here you go.
So I'll go through them just briefly in the order that they were published here. The first one came from John Piper. Now, Relevant, we've covered a lot of what John Piper says, sometimes positively. Sometimes we've taken some issues with some of the things that Piper has published.
Is he Farewell Rob Bell?
Yeah.
Is that Piper?
He was Farewell Rob Bell.
Yeah.
He kind of like the only like Christian meme I know of that has like existed, like stood the test of time for a long time. So he's an interesting guy, author of Desiring God, which is the name of his website, where he posted a very long post about his thoughts on the upcoming election. Now, he did not name. The words Trump and Biden do not appear in what he wrote, I don't know why, because he wasn't exactly. It's pretty easy to figure out who and what he's talking about
Extremely
here. But
that
was obviously a choice on his part to not name them. He said, and this is a quote from him. He said, "I think it is a drastic mistake to think that the deadly influences of a leader come only through his policies and not also through his person. Flagrant boastfulness, vulgarity, immorality, and facetiousness are not only self-incriminating, they are nation corrupting." He goes on to say, quote, "Is it not baffling then that so many Christians seem to be sure that they are saving human lives and freedoms by treating as minimal the destructive effects of the spreading gangrene of high-profile, high-handed, culture-shaping sin? Christians communicate a falsehood to unbelievers who are also baffled when we act as if policies and laws that protect life and freedom are more precious than being a certain kind of person. The church is paying dearly and will continue to pay for our communicating this falsehood year after year."
Oddly, ironically, he was actually talking about his local city council member. That's what.
We gotta get the dog catcher out of there.
Yeah, very, very heated city. Yeah, mayoral school board campaign up there in Minnesota or
superintendent.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't sound like he's planning on voting on either major candidate. You're kind of reading between the lines here a little bit. He makes it pretty clear that the abortion issue is not a line that he is going to cross or vote for a pro-choice candidate.
I thought it was interesting. He ended it with hashtag Kanye 2020. That was unexpected.
Kanye's got his one vote. Kanye got his first ballot. And then he can take it to the.
He was on the ballot in Tennessee, by the way.
I know, that's crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought about it.
Let me shut up.
I read the article that Piper put out, and I thought it was really well written, and I thought it was, I don't want to say brave, but I was surprised by it maybe a little bit, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of Christian leaders from any denomination or any stream talking like that. Yeah. It was interesting. Yeah. And then what was the other one that we posted?
We got to talk about, and it's worth noting, I think, too, I should say, both of these men have said things like this before. This is not a daisy fresh take for either of these.
Dude, given how old they are, nothing about them is daisy fresh. So.
Right.
I don't think they're as old. I don't think either of them are as old as the candidates, but that's true.
The candidates literally have like a combined age of like 150. Like that's not it. I'm not even exaggerating.
It was something like the candidates are older than the last three presidents I read. Obama, Clinton, and Bush currently.
Yeah, if they were to run for president right now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's great.
Jeez.
It's great. It's good. I like it. Wisdom that only comes from experience. So the other piece that we highlighted comes from Al Mohler, president of Southern Baptist Theological Seminary. So he wrote a piece with the opposing position. He did name Biden and Trump both by name. He did not name Piper by name, but it's hard not to see the piece as kind of being in conversation with him.
So they're doing diss articles, like a diss track is like a rap beef or something.
Yeah, this is
the old white version of a
this
diss
is
track.
East Coast,
This is
West
Pocket
Coast.
Biggie.
This is Meek and Drake. This is Meek and Drake.
Their diss tracks are like 2,500 word essays. That's like, look, can you get the point? Just tell us who you're voting for. Like, do we not have to decode this? Like, come on, guys. Are you literally both making us decode this? Just tell us who you're voting for. We know the reasons why. Okay, we got
Back to
it.
back for the people that didn't get the message. Let's get it.
Both of them. It's like you could just say I'm voting for this person, and all the reasons you spelled out, I would assume those are your reasons. Like, let's not go through this whole song and dance. You know,
I need to make a beat to one of these articles and just like make a song out of it and literally make it a diss track. And like,
Please do that, and we can play it next week.
I don't know, man. You're good at what you do, but when you see this piece, you might change your tune. I don't know if you're going to want.
I have not read this one yet.
Oh god!
So who's this one?
So the Al Mohler,
Mohler.
president of Southern Baptist Theological Seminary,
Oh, okay.
who it should be said in 2016 said he would not be voting for President Trump. Said he was the great evangelical embarrassment in a Washington
right.
Post op-ed a couple months ago. Changed his tune. Said that he very very publicly admitted that he was flipping. That he'd not feel that way anymore. And now, quote, I sincerely hope that Donald Trump and not Joe Biden will be elected president of the United States on November 3rd. He says, quote, if I'm electing a neighbor, it would be Biden hands down, but I am not voting for who will be my neighbor. I am voting for who will be president of the United States. He takes kind of an ends justifies the means thing here, tries to make it as clear as possible that he thinks Trump is mean, he doesn't like his temper, doesn't like his tweets, yada, 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 but does like his policies. Thinks that the guy has delivered on the things that he said he was going to deliver on in terms of Supreme Court justices,
don't you
religious
wish to that
liberty
point,
issues,
Tyler,
and pro-life.
Don't you wish that to that point, like the Bible would say something about gaining the whole world, but losing your soul in the process? I just wish there was some sort of moral clarity in the Bible.
I wish the Bible
about
talked about the least of these and how we should view immigrants. And I don't know. It's weird.
But I'm saying, like, the Bible literally talks to that exact same point. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul in the process of it? Like, I mean, that's
so
the
you're
argument.
saying Mueller's end justifies the means, like.
I'm just saying it's directly. I'm just saying it's directly addressed by Scripture. I mean, I don't really see any other interpretation of that. You know, I mean, again, I'm not. He can write whatever he wants and say whatever he wants, but I think we're allowed to. He's a pastor, right? Like, we're allowed to hold up a scriptural standard to what he says. I'm just saying that argument might hold up, for his reasoned case, but it seems to contradict a very scriptural principle that we're told not to do. We're not told to sell out like that,
Hey, the same could be said for people who support the Democratic Party as well, though. That is like, I like these aspects. See, Tyler and I have talked about this. I mean, like, if you're talking about a biblical perspective, you cannot be partisan. You cannot say that either party is completely correct. Both in very important areas, both are correct and incorrect. The thing to me is the blinders on. You got to vote this way because that's the Jesus way. It's just so ignorant.
To your point, I think that's totally fair. But I also think, I'm not talking necessarily about the candidate. I'm talking about his argument. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where it's like, the argument of, well, this, I'm going back on my word. Which is what he's doing from 4 years ago to and using this justification. It's one thing to say this is, I think, when I weigh the good and the bad, this is kind of where things shake out. But if it's framed as, yes, I acknowledge this kind of, moral corruption, but it's worth it to me, that's different.
I just wish people would just be honest, like just go on and just listen. I don't want my taxes to go up, so therefore I'm voting for a Republican. Or hey, look, I want more stuff from the government. Or hey, I believe in this social cause or whatever, so therefore I'm voting. Like, let's just be honest. Like, we don't have to do the moral grandstanding. Like, for me, my personal opinion, I don't care who you vote for, Trump, Biden, whatever. end of the day, vote your conscience, do what's best when you go in that booth. But my problem is when you start trying to take these guys and say, this is the moral candidate.
Yeah.
It's like, there is no moral candidate.
No.
Period. And that's even down ballot. Even if you go to like, this is like we are in America is Babylon. It's not a Christian country. This is a country where anything goes. Can we just acknowledge that? And then once you acknowledge that, then now we don't have to be like, okay, now we're going to try our best to make Donald Trump be a Christian. Like,
yeah.
You're just twisting yourself in a pretzel for no reason.
And I think, Derek, on that point too, about people just saying this is why we're voting. I listened to a great show the other day by the AND campaign, which I'm such a fan of them. And they were talking about, hey, whoever you vote for, Trump, Biden, whoever it is, and they win, here's what you have to do as a Christian. You got to hold them accountable for the stuff you don't agree with.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to vote Republican, that's awesome. But you got to hold them accountable for the way they treat immigrants or fill in the blank. And if you're going to vote Democrat, you got to hold them responsible for, full-term abortions or fill in the blank of whatever it might be. So people think, oh, I'm voting this way and I just agree with everything. You should not agree with everything that you're voting for someone. You should be like, here's who I'm going to vote for and here's all the stuff I hate about this party.
Tyler and I were talking about that the other day. Like that is what we need to advocate for, because in 2008 I was invited to it was 2008. I was invited to give, I was a pro-life Republican at the time, and I was invited to give the benediction at the DNC where Obama was inaugurated. And I ended up not doing the benediction, but I was invited to attend and speak on a panel. When I was there, again, I'm a registered Republican that year. I saw the different groups, the different parts of the Democratic Party, and there was a caucus of pro-life Democrats.
Yeah,
and I was like, I didn't know y'all existed.
Yeah.
And I got in a conversation with them and they said, well, we're Catholic and we value life from womb to tomb. And, we align with the majority of the platform of this party, but we don't agree on certain things. So rather than leaving the party, we want to be a voice and an advocation from within the party. And we don't want our voice to be missing when there's decisions being made. So they were pro-life Democrats advocating from within. And the same thing would happen, like exactly what you just said, Jamie, on the Republican side. If you are a Republican because you are anti-abortion, great. Now, from within, get involved and advocate for the poor, for preventable disease, for immigrants, for those other things that Jesus talked about,
for healthcare,
with those things within that party. Good, be a change agent. Do not just drink the Kool-Aid and put on like that label and just accept everything they want you to be, because that is not biblical. No, neither party has a fully biblical platform.
And for people in leadership, I mean, at least have the courage to speak with intellectual honesty for one and clarity for two. Like, don't leave people trying to fill in the blanks. If you want to speak out on it and kind of guide people in how you're voting or give reasons for why you're voting, if you're choosing to do that, at least speak with some sort of degree of clarity. I mean, like, look, what does it say when we have to like infer meaning from someone like a John Piper when, like, 50 Cent, it's like, I'm voting for Donald Trump because I don't want to be 20 Cent. I don't agree with his tax policy. And frankly, that's what I'm doing. And it's like, well, at least he's intellectually honest. At least we know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to sit here. He's going to speak to the issue and speak to his followers. I don't have to agree with him, but at least I know why he's doing what he's doing. And I don't have to decode it,
But that's the problem I think that's the problem with Christianity inserting itself in politics in a way that says this is the right way to be. This is how you be politically correct from the Bible. There's no politically correct guide in the Bible. The Bible is for us to understand how to deal with person to person. But how do you deal with politics in the Bible? You're not going to see a roadmap in there. Like, so what we all have to do is go read the Bible, say, this is what my conscience and the Holy Spirit says allows me to be able to do. Some people don't want to vote. I think that's fine. If you're like, yo, I don't see anything on the political sphere that I want to be involved in, that's fine, because guess what? You're not sinning for not voting, but you're also not sinning for voting Republican, and you're not sinning for voting Democrat. Like, we all have our different vantage points, and newsflash, everybody, we all have different experiences in America.
That's exactly right.
So like, yeah, definitely there's going to be black people that the social justice agenda is going to be higher on their list.
Yeah.
And then there's also going to be rich people that finance is going to be high on their list because they've worked their life to gain what they've got. And they don't want somebody to just start taxing them 40, 50, 60%. So I understand that. And I think that we have to just start giving people grace and we got to relax a little bit. Like I'm seeing people that's like, if you vote for this person, you're a racist.
It's
or
the
if you vote
worst.
for this person, you're a socialist. Like, no, what if I just don't want my taxes to go up? Like, what if that is like the number one thing on the list? And we gotta do better. And I think Christians we're doing an awful job. And this is the problem with the cool club thing, because if you're in a church that's all Republicans and you say, hey, I think I might want to vote Democrat, then now you've lost your social equity within the church. That's awful. Or vice versa. If you're in a liberal church and you're like, you know what, I think I might vote Republican this time. You've lost all your social equity. No one wants to hang with you. They don't want it's like now you're the subject of that. That's awful. Like we got to do a better job at having a diversity of thought somewhere, And I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry.
And guess what, everybody? That's the last time you're going to hear us talk about politics on the Relevant Podcast for 3.5 years. So you're welcome. No, that's great. That's good, man. That's awesome. Guys, like we said last week, get out there and vote. If you haven't voted already, just let your voice be heard. I mean, educate yourself and then do your civic duty. All right. Tyler, thanks, man. For more of what we're covering at the intersection of faith and culture, check us out every day at relevantmagazine.com. Follow us on the socials. Hey, for more relevant news, make sure to subscribe to the Relevant News podcast. It's available wherever you get your podcasts. And also check out everything that's happening all day long over at relevantmagazine.com and on our socials. That was
Relevant News.
Actually, Tyler's going to come back at the end of the show, so we'll see him in a second.
Yeah, don't get cocky.
All right, stay tuned. Up next, Sam Collier joins us.
If there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If there's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
You're listening to Ray Parker Jr. Song is Ghostbusters. Well, today's show is also brought to you by BetterHelp. Is something preventing you from experiencing peace or achieving your goals? With the heaviness of all that's happening in our world right now, it can be difficult to find peace and purpose, and that's why there's BetterHelp. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can connect in a safe and private online environment and start communicating in under 24 hours. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, and you can message your counselor anytime. To top it all off, it's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. We want you to start living a happier life today. As a Relevant Podcast listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting betterhelp.com/relevant. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/relevant. Well, Sam Collier is a pastor, speaker, writer, TV and podcast host. Man, this guy does a lot. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it was announced this week that he and his wife, Tony, will be the pastors of the new Hillsong Church launch in Atlanta. Our very own Tyler Huckabee spoke with Sam about his journey to this point and his thoughts on being the first black pastor of a Hillsong church. Here is our conversation with Sam Collier.
I was surprised and in a good way when I got this little email announcement in my inbox, man. Can you tell me a little bit about how it happened? Just break that, take as much time as you need to, but break down the story.
Man, of course. So it has been a year in the works with the relationship with Hillsong. It has been about 2 to 3 years in the works with God just stirring my heart and my wife's heart for church planning. and we were with North Point for so long, and so honestly, we were. Our first option was North Point because that's where we were planted. I'm always a believer in kind of grow where you're planted. I've always been a fan of Hillsong because I grew up Pentecostal, and Hillsong is technically a Pentecostal church in Australia. So I knew about Hillsong before North Point, but North Point had become our home. Andy had invested so much into us. And so me and Andy had actually been having conversations about church planting for the last 2 years. And as we were going down the road, and him being a great mentor, a great friend, we after our 16th conversation, and literally it was 16 conversations, Andy said, Sam, I love you. He said, but I think you want to plant a different kind of church than what we do here at North Point. He was like, and that's okay. He said, I think that's great. He said, but I think what's in your heart is something a little different than what we do. And so, listen, we'll support you. We'll sow. We'll do whatever. I'll be behind you. But I think you want to do something a little different. And so he kind of gave me that, the permission to start looking elsewhere for another family a family of churches that matched who we were and what we wanted to be and the vision that we saw. Because my background, my first church experience was Ebenezer Baptist Church, where Martin Luther King Jr. pastored. I was a youth choir director.
I didn't know that. What an incredible tradition to be a part of.
Oh, it was incredible. That was my first job, and then my second job there was to be over kind of all youth and young adults worship and arts. And then from there, went over to New Birth with Bishop Long, big mega church, about 25,000 member Black church here. And then from there, over to North Point. And so you have like these stark differences, right, in these traditions where you have I have this Pentecostal kind of, Black church background, expressive. And then I go to North Point, which is super seeker friendly and, theologically astute, just a different space. And so we found ourselves wanting to find a place that kind of married the two worlds. And Hillsong, when we started getting the vision going, became that place.
Is it true that you're the first Black pastor of a Hillsong church?
I am. Yep. So
tell me a little bit about that. What's that doing to you?
So they have a lot of pastors that are in their world.
Of course.
And so there are a ton of Black pastors in their world around the world. Mm-hmm. But there aren't any Black lead pastors. So the way they kind of describe, a global lead as opposed to a campus pastor is, like Carl Lynch would be considered a global lead, where he has Hillsong New York, and now he has Hillsong East Coast, where he has a region. He can plant outside of that. He's not a campus, but he has campus pastors underneath him. I'm their first global lead African-American pastor. They have a Hispanic who runs Hillsong Espanol. I'm the first. And so we went and met with Brian Houston and Bobby. It was a year of me talking to Hillsong, them getting to know us, getting our background and all of that. And then finally we got the meeting with Brian and Bobby after about 8 months of me going back and forth, just us getting in. It's not easy to get in their world, right? I mean, it's just
I'm sure not.
8 months of us going back and forth and them figuring me out, studying me. We sat down in the middle of Black Lives Matter.
This had been over the summer.
Yes. And he said to me, what you want to do, the vision that you have, which is marrying all of the worlds together, multiculturalism, all cultures in the city of Atlanta, the birthplace of civil rights. And it was happening we were talking right in the middle of all this civil unrest. He said, this is the time. He said, we have to do it. I want to be a part of it. And he said this, he said, one, I think you'll bring more to us than we'll bring to you, which I was like, whoa, which I was kind of like, I don't know. Right?
A lot of pressure. That's pressure, right?
It is. But I think the thing for me that I was really excited about is I just could not find a place that had the influence and also the lack of a better phrase, guts to run in this direction. Because for me, I didn't just want it to be done kind of on my own, and it kind of makes a little bit of a blip on the radar. We wanted to try to create a global solution for churches all around the world and in America of this is how you bring Sunday morning together, especially in a season where there's so much unrest. And he said, listen, I'm not hiring you because you're Black. He said, I think that's a plus. That's what he said. I think that's a really big plus. He said, but really your history from Ebenezer to New Birth to North Point is just incredible. And I think all of those worlds that you've been a part of can help our world be better.
So tell me a little bit about what you feel like is going to happen for Atlanta. Like, what's your vision for the city in bringing a church there?
I always keep saying, my prayer is that God would do through us what he did in Atlanta over 4 years ago with Martin Luther King Jr. From the city of Atlanta, he changed the world. And that's my prayer, my hope for what we will do, that it will be a local body that influences the world. It will be a model for unity. And our prayer is that thousands and thousands and thousands would show up and be a part of this move of God in this historic city. We want to plant it in an area in which everyone feels comfortable. And so we want to do it like right in the middle of the city, like 17th Street area. That's potentially our dream, kind of right around that area, right in the middle. There's no extremely influential church in the city of Atlanta except for Ebenezer. And the Ebenezer's kind of on Auburn Avenue on the backside of the city. We kind of want to be right here in the epicenter in between Buckhead and Atlanta, 17th Street, so on and so forth. And so I'm really excited about that. Also, from a musical perspective, we want to bridge the gap between gospel and CCM.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that's huge for us. Pop and hip hop all in one place, Caribbean, Hispanic, all types of cultures. When you're coming to worship with us every single Sunday, we want to have a variety of sounds. And so even when I was talking to the MD that we just chose to be a part of the team, it took me forever to find him. It took me about 3 to 4 months just because I wanted someone that was well versed in multiple genres that could play gospel authentically and then also give us authentic Hillsong, the authentic Hillsong sound. And so, those are like my biggest goals. And the last one is that it would be, lack of a better phrase, spirit filled. So we would have an experiential experience with God, not just intellectual.
It's an interesting time to be planning a church or even be thinking about church right now, because the future of the church feels sort of, maybe in some ways you don't want to discount the tragedy happening here. Of course. There's a lot of possibilities too for what church could look like on the back end of a pandemic. So how are you feeling about that? Yeah, man,
it is what it is, right? COVID-19 is a monster. And as most pastors have said, it has flipped the church upside down. Mm-hmm. It has caused us to think through what really matters in this season and what really matters in the church and what the church is really supposed to be. Is it just about a Sunday to Sunday gathering? Or what does the church become when you can't meet in a physical building? And so, it truly does become about discipleship and family and meeting each other's needs and so on and so forth. And so you have this rise in content, in family, in small groups, but then also in messages that help meet people right where they are, and missions kind of rise as well. And so a lot of the churches that are doing really well in this season, there's a church out in Vegas, Central, that I think they fed over 100,000 people during COVID that were going through some different things, had this little drive-through kind of food drive, and everybody with masks on and cars are just coming through and they're serving in the city. And so I think that's one of the things that COVID has done, is caused us to rethink church.
Sam Collier. Make sure to check out his book, A Greater Story, wherever books are sold.
Then we dip to
The theater set to ill, bugging, cold, having a ball. And something about Elm Street was the movie we saw. The way it started was decent, you know, nothing real fancy about this homeboy named Fred and this girl named Nancy. But word, when it was over, I said, yo, that was death. And everything seemed alright when we left. But when I got home and laid down to sleep, that began the nightmare on my street.
You're listening to DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. The song is A Nightmare on My Street. There you go. Okay, we told you there's a game coming. Tyler is going to join us. Hey, Tyler, welcome back.
Hey.
He's, this is the time of year that Jesse's childhood trauma really set in, where churches like to protect the children from the dangers of the world, and they do Halloween alternative events at their churches. And so we have a game. Is this a actual church Halloween alternative, or did we make it up?
Is this an actual church Halloween alternative, or did we make this up?
All right. So, Tyler, you went to social media. You asked the relevant audience for actual examples of things that their churches did when they were kids as an alternative to Halloween. And then you made this game. So tell us about the game.
So here's how it's going to work. Like, I went on Twitter and Facebook, hit up People Irrelevant for actual stories of the Halloween / harvest party alternatives that their churches came up with, so they didn't have to be exposed to the dark arts. And then I made up a few on my own. I'm going to read you one. You just have to tell me if this really happened, if this is a real listener contribution, or if this is one that I made up.
Okay. All right. And as a special treat, playing today, we're going to do teams, and to make it even, because I don't want to play, I've invited one of the Relevant staff, Gabrielle Hickey. Gabs, welcome to the Relevant Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm excited to play.
Jesse, are there any get to know you questions that are burning that you need to ask Gabs before we get rolling?
Yes, Gabs, what is your all-time favorite Halloween costume that you actually dressed up as? Bonus points if it was timely for that year. Like if it was, like if the Tiger King equivalent of that particular year.
I wish I could say I had been more clever. I think the funniest costume I have ever worn was probably an avocado.
What?
Yeah, they have it at Target. They have it at Target. They're pretty great. They've got some fun costumes.
That's hilarious. Last year, Gabs' sister went trick-or-treating with us and dressed up as a huge in one of those big inflatable costumes, and it was the poop emoji. And parents, we were walking around the neighborhood, and parents with little children were like, "Oh, that's so funny, child. She's chocolate frozen yogurt." Like they were trying to shield their innocent children from the emoji. I thought it was funny. All right, well, we'll get rolling with the game. We were going to do teams. We were going to have like 2 teams of 2, but just as the game was starting, Jamie's internet cut out. So Jamie is MIA right now. So we're going to do Gabs versus Derek. All right?
Going down. You're going
Jesse,
down.
You're the point taker.
Okay.
Scorekeeper.
I'll be heckling all parties. All parties will be heckled by me.
All right. Here we go. All right. Take it away, Tyler.
Okay. So the first question is going to go to you, Gabs. You feel ready?
I feel ready. I'm ready.
All right. So is this a real user-submitted example of something that they did instead of Halloween at their church, or is this one that I made up? Start a little easy. Trunk or treat. At our church, families had to decorate big trunks of food for our church to donate to local in-need families, which sounded good, but there was a $100 prize for the best decorated trunk.
Okay, this has got to be real because that's a good cause. It's definitely real.
It does seem like a good cause, but it also seems like, why don't we just give the $100 to... Hey, this person bought 15 cans of green beans. This person cleared out all the old cans. There's got to be $9 worth. Give them a $100 bill right now.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
You did get it correct. That was a real one. Good job,
right.
Gabs.
That was easy, man. Y'all going easy on
We're starting
Gabs.
easy.
You know what I
We're
mean?
starting easy.
Come on now.
We're starting easy.
Church,
Make it harder from here, Garrett. So you're up.
Use the offering to actually give to the people in need that the whole contest is trying to serve here. I think that would be nice.
I was listening to NPR yesterday, and they had somebody on who's about food stuff, because obviously this year there's a lot of food shortage, and the food banks are spread very thin. And this is the time of year everybody does can drives, like you're talking about. And they said, please don't send cans. The thing is like, if you don't want that food, we don't want that food. Like, can you just make financial donations? Because we can order in bulk and order the stuff that people actually want. I thought, can drives are bad. Never mind. Anyway.
All right, Derek, you're up.
What up?
This is I think I'm saying this right, a Hallelujah-ween carnival. A Hallelujah-ween carnival. A local radio station was hosting a Halloween carnival with scary games and a sexy costume contest. Our church counter-programmed with a Hallelujah-ween carnival with our youth group worship band playing Christian covers of top 40 songs.
Oh, that's absolutely real. No, without a doubt, that's real.
I'm sorry, Derek. That was incorrect. That was one that I made up.
Oh, you tricked me. The whole I think I'm pronouncing this right. That was good.
Like,
it sounds awkward. It sounds awkwardly
so
plausible.
Awkward. Yes, that has happened somewhere.
But it's obviously happened. This did happen to somebody somewhere. It just didn't happen. We just didn't get it from a user. But I'm sure.
And I would have liked to know what year this hypothetical concert in, because right when they were like, do, they look at each other and they're like, have you guys ever listened to the words of Semi-Charmed Life? I don't think we should be singing this. And they're like, it's too late. Just play it.
All right, Gabs.
1-0.
There's blood in the water.
All right.
This one was called The House of Horrors. Our church would rent out unused commercial space and create a house of horrors where you would descend into hell. There was always an invitation and gospel presentation at the end. Skillet came one year and played a show in the parking lot.
Okay, this is hard because
Skillet is a band from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Gabs is only 22, so she may not. She was post Skillet.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say I know that one. But I'm gonna have to say, I don't know. This could be real because hell is biblical. I mean, it's aggressive, but I'm gonna have to go with it's real.
Gabs, you got it again, but you are correct.
Wow. Stop throwing these softball questions. You give me them.
Going down.
Hey, look, Gabby, they're cheating. They're cheating. Every time you start losing, you start saying the other person's cheating. All right, time to catch up.
All right, here we go.
Time to catch up. Let's go.
Here it is. All right. So this one is this one was called a Shack-O-Lantern. Our church hosted a harvest party themed after that book, The Shack, by William Paul Young. There was a screening of the movie, an altar call, and you could dress up like the different versions of God in the book.
Oh, no.
That did not happen.
I really hope this one happened.
That did not happen.
Derek, you're on the board, Derek. You're right.
When you said the Shack, I'm like, no.
Because I feel like people who are into the Shack are probably celebrate regular Halloween.
Well,
exactly.
It didn't go well because half the kids showed up in Lakers 34 jerseys and Orlando 32 jerseys. They just didn't get it. Yeah, Shack-O-ween. Yeah.
I was going to say, a Shack-O-ween party sounds super fun if it was Shack themed. I bet that would be a really good time.
It'd be dope.
All right, Gabs. Trick or Preach. Our church handed out Jack Chick materials to give to trick-or-treaters instead of candy. The tracks had depictions of hell with kids in Halloween costumes dying in a car crash and being sent there.
Oh, no.
No.
I do think that's real. I do think it's real. My gut's telling me it's real.
Whoa there.
She did not grow up in that era of the church.
Tyler, give us
if you
the
made
big
this
reveal.
one up, I'm worried about you.
Oh, I made that one up.
The old chick tracks.
Chick tracks were no joke, though.
I know. They were like, it would.
What's a chick track? I never heard of
It was
that.
like a little book It was like a tiny book that was like comic, and it was basically like everyone was like a very heavy-handed message, basically about various consequences of various sins. But the first two like frames are always like, oh, this guy looks like a happy business family man, but he smokes cigarettes and cusses on the weekend. And then you're like, oh no, what's happened to him? Oh my gosh, this is a very graphic depiction of the afterlife here. Like this comic strip took a turn.
You could buy them at Christian bookstores and hand them out to your friends, or leave them as a tip for your waitress. Oh yeah, for sure.
Rebellious teens wear T-shirts with words like "evolution" on them. Like he had a very strange idea of how kids went off the rails.
The height of rebellion was wearing a shirt with like Charles Darwin on it. Like it could not get any worse than that. You know?
This is what's happening ever since they took prayer out of schools. This is what's happening. All right. What's it? So what's the score?
What's the score?
I'm winning.
3-1.
Okay.
Well,
I forgot I was supposed to give you the
Flex
score.
on your boy like that. You know what I'm saying?
3-1.
I want to relax a little.
All right, Derek. This one was called Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames. This was similar to a hell house. It ended with a funeral setup that had a mirror in the casket.
Oh, that happened. That absolutely
that
happened.
absolutely happened.
That did happen.
At my church.
Someone submitted that.
Dude, Heaven's Gates, Hell's Flames was like a play, like a thing that churches would do. Like,
it was very subtle.
Oh, straight up?
It had all the subtlety you would expect from a church Broadway production. Yeah,
it was
A little
bad.
grace note
All
there
right,
at the end.
so it's 3-2. We need to wrap this up. So let's do. How do we
She
do a
doesn't
final?
miss. She's unstoppable. She's like
So
the
last round right here, I think is worth 5 points. 5
Okay.
points for both of them. They'll both get a 5-pointer. So if she misses this, Derek could win.
Okay. All right.
But if you get this, you've seen
it's out
Hit
the
me
park.
with it.
All right.
He doesn't miss.
You know what we should do is have Derek go first. Because if he misses it, she wins anyway.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
But then the pressure's on for me.
5-pointer for Derek. Here we go.
All
right. So this is going to Derek first, right?
Derek, yeah.
All right, Derek.
All right. This is how I won the last one. We gotta see if lightning can strike twice. Let's go.
This is an All Saints Eve party. All right. Kids dressed up as their favorite Bible characters and were taken through various rooms in the church buildings, all of which had been redecorated as classic scenes from Bible stories and were being acted out by adult members of the church, including heaven and hell, where they would check to see if the kid's name had ended up in the Lamb's Book of Life or not.
Those poor children.
That happened for sure.
Derek, not only did that happen, that's my story.
Dang,
And this
bro.
Halloween, I will be doing it to children at my church.
That is traumatic.
Oh my God.
That is traumatic, Tyler. I'm sorry,
so
bro.
it's now 7-3, but a 5-pointer, Gabs could win it if she gets
no
one
pressure.
right. Here we
Pressure's
go.
on.
Pressure's on, Gabs.
All right, Gabs. This one is called Meet Me at the Pumpkin. Our church had a Meet Me at the Pole style Halloween pumpkin carving party with no scary pumpkins allowed that ended with gathering the pumpkins in the center of the room to join hands around them and pray.
Okay, something's not sitting right with me with carving and little kids. I'm gonna have to go with fake.
Gabs, you took
Oh,
it all
no.
home. You won. You won.
Congrats, Gabs.
I'm sorry. Good game.
Congrats. You know what? I couldn't have lost to a better person.
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh, you're so
Congratulations.
sweet.
All right. Well, that'll do it for the debut of
Is this an actual church Halloween alternative, or did we make this up?
Thanks, Gabs. It was fun.
Thanks for having me
joining
on.
us.
Tyler, you're tricky, bro. You're tricky. Some of those.
I was writing these while I was delivering the relevant news earlier.
Well, listen, before we wrap it up, I wanted to mention a couple of things. I, for the last couple of weeks, have been, mentioning over at relevantmagazine.com, we've launched a couple of new newsletters, a daily top 5 email of our top 5 trending stories each day, and also a daily Deeper Walk newsletter. And guess what? Every time I've recorded these things that they were supposed to launch the launch was delayed. So we've been getting emails and tweets from you guys saying, hey, where are these podcasts? Or where are these newsletters? I can't find them. Well, they're there now. So go check it out. Our new daily devotional, Deeper Walk, is launching this week. And our daily top 5 email is now live. You can sign up at relevantmagazine.com. And also, big news, little foreshadowing. This is the Friday episode. On Monday, we will be releasing the November-December issue of Relevant Magazine. Huge name, A-lister on the cover. You'll have to check it out for yourself. And of course, we'll be telling you all about it on Tuesday's show. But make sure to check out the all-new issue of Relevant at relevantmagazine.com coming Monday. Well, thanks to Sam Collier for joining us. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Sam Collier. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
Derek Miner.
I'm Jamie Ivey.
She's back. All right. Have a safe Halloween, everyone. Don't eat candy with razor blades in it.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
Why are there spider webs and hay, but everyone's dressed in Bible times? What happened?
Relevant Podcast Network.